Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Hi everyone, Sue here from 1A Auto, and today on our 03 Volvo V70, I'm going to show you how to do a power steering flush. If you need any parts for your car, click on the link below and head on over to 1aauto.com. Your power steering pump is located right here, and the power steering reservoir is located over here next to the coolant reservoir. So I'm going to disconnect the reservoir hose. This is the return hose. This is the feed hose. This is where the pressure comes out of the power steering pump and goes down into the power steering rack. So this is a pressure hose and return hose. And I'm just going to disconnect it. Some fluid's going to come out. So I have a catch tray underneath. I have a little bucket and an absorbent pad. I'm just using a flathead screwdriver. You can probably use, this is being an import European car, it'd probably be a 7mm socket. I'm just going to pull up on this bracket and let the hose come out. So once I disconnect it, I can tip it up forward, hopefully, to not get any more fluid out. So first thing I'm going to do is drain the old power steering fluid out of the reservoir. I did that by disconnecting the reservoir hose to the pump, and I got a bucket here, and the reservoir just clips right on the coolant tank. So I'm going to lift that up. If you don't have like a suction pump at home, this is the way I would empty it. You just want to get as much of the dirty fluid out as possible. Now I'm going to take the cap off and try it that way. Got as much out of the hose as I could. Bring that up there. Just pick up the mess that you make. So now I can reposition the reservoir in that clamp and then run my hose back to my pump. Tighten up the clamp. Next step on the power steering flush, what we're going to do, now the reservoir is empty, I'm going to disconnect the return hose from the rack. And this has a factory line clamp on it, so I'm going to need to get a regular clamp to replace this because you have to cut this off. There we go. Just using I lightly force that because that's a plastic reservoir. The hose has just probably always been on there, never been off. Let's see if we can pull this. Everything's coming off here. See if I can get my hands on it a little bit easier. Okay, there we go. Remount that reservoir because you want this to be nice and sturdy. I'm gonna get a bucket, and with the help of somebody, you're gonna need someone to run the car for you, because you have to fill this up with the manufacturer's recommended power steering fluid. Fill that reservoir. Obviously don't fill it up to the plastic nipple that you see where the hose is disconnected now. And the idea here is we're gonna run the car just at idle, and I'm gonna keep filling this reservoir while the dirty fluid comes out of this hose into the bucket until I see clean fluid. Then I'll tell my partner to turn the car off, then I'll reconnect my hose and top the reservoir off. So now that my partner's getting in the car, before he gets in the car, the key here is to never let this reservoir run out of fluid. So you don't want to hear that pump whine. You just can't let it run dry. So you can communicate with your partner and say, ready when you're ready? Ready. Start. Shut it off. Perfect. Look how beautiful that was. So by emptying the reservoir first, we eliminated pushing dirty fluid through the new pump. And we got the green, beautiful new green hydraulic fluid came right out. So now we can reconnect that hose with a new clamp, then top our reservoir off and run it and make sure there's no air pockets. So now I've got a new clamp and I'm gonna put the hose on the reservoir, make sure it bottoms out, of course. Take a flat screwdriver and just tighten this down. Let's top off that reservoir. Got a light, we can shine it right in there and see where we need to go with the fluid. Perfect, we're right at the full mark for cold, which it is, see? Full cold. So the last step to make sure you get no limited air in the system is you put your ignition switch in the on or unlock the steering wheel, and we're going to turn it from full side to the left and full side to the right about 20 times, 10 times to the left, 10 times to the right, without the car running. I don't want that pump activating. So after I turn the steering wheel 10 times each way, I come out and check my fluid, and it's still right up there. So the good news is I probably don't have much air in the system, and hopefully I just forced any air pockets out. So I'm going to start it up and make sure the pump doesn't have a whine to it, and make sure it doesn't drop in the fluid level. Pretty good. And now that I've checked the fluid after starting it and burping the system, I can see that I need to add some. So I'm going to add some, start it up, run it, recheck it. I'm just going to repeat the process till the air bubbles are gone, and that I'm on the full marks for a cold engine or full on hot if it stays running. Then you should be ready to go.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.